My childhood wasn't great. Let's say I didn't really have the well-known perfect childhood like the other kids. I was a lot more isolated and distanced from others because I had a huge issue with trusting people, for instance like my family and friends. That's probably why I don't tend to show people my artwork, because it's like letting them into my life and they get to know how I feel. So I had a passion for art when I was actually in year 7, but I never really thought I would take it as further in my life. I thought I would end up stopping it throughout high school because my family members really didn't really let me have the option of doing art. Well, I know my family members never really encouraged me to draw anything, but as I've developed as an artist, I'd say some of my friends have actually helped me along the way to do better pieces of artwork because they put me in different emotions and feelings, and sometimes you just want to express those feelings but not tell anyone, so I end up drawing it all out. So yeah, my name is Arif, studying at MMU, but I don't do fine art or any sort of art topic. I'm doing computing, in other words. But as yourself, what do you take art as? Do you think it's a professional thing to you, or do you think it's more of a side hobby?
When I started it was a hobby. You know, it was therapeutic. I'd not been very well, and it was a way of getting over that. In a way, it was a hobby, as a lot of artists start off, I suppose. But then I didn't see it as becoming my profession. But that's what happened. It ended up becoming my sort of a job, but I never saw into the future and thought, this is what I want to do. I'm going to be an artist. I'm going to make it my living. It just happened. So I guess for any artist, I would imagine majority of artists would start out as a hobby, you know, and then just see where it takes you, really.
Do you see any future for the art industry at the moment of time?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, it always has a future. Art. I mean, you know, I don't think about it too much. You know, as I guess any artist didn't from the past, I would imagine. You're busy doing your own thing, and I think the future of art comes from just artists being busy in their everyday lives, painting. That is the future, because, you know, I don't know, when Lowry was painting his Matchstick Men or whatever, he's not thinking about how's it going to be seen in the future, or what's his art going to be, are we still going to have art in the future? He's not thinking about that. But in actual fact, he is making the work for the future. Yeah. So it sort of has a knock-on effect, if you like. So it's continuing all the time. So to see you know, it'll always be there. In what context, I don't know. Things may change, the work, the styles, you know, but it'll always be there for sure.
What do you see yourself doing in the future with your art, paintings and stuff?
Do you know what? I tend to try and not look too far in the future with it. I've learned to take each day as it comes. You know, it can be a tricky business being an artist, and it's a bit of a roller coaster ride. There's a lot of ups and there's a lot of downs, and you take each day as it comes. And do you know what? The main thing to do is enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy the painting. I paint every day, and you know, as far as the vision goes, I just want to produce good work that'll be remembered, hopefully. That's all, basically, you know.
Taking art further in the future, as in...
Yeah, of course. I mean, I dedicated myself to it and completely. I always say compromise, but it's not that. It's like dedicated, you know. And I can see myself, you know, I would love to be an 80 years old woman painting, you know, like Louise de Bourgeois being a sculptor. Yeah, they are my heroines, really. It's like people who is just having that call and going for it. I mean, I'm not thinking about big galleries or big, no. I just would like to be 80 years old, look backwards and say, that is my body of work, that is my personal legacy to my children, you know. It's not about professional ambitions in the sense that because you paint for yourself, you paint because it's just a necessity, really, so I don't have to prove anything to anybody. Now, you've got personal ambitions, and then, for instance, I have been exhibiting in the mall galleries in London this summer. Why? Because it's true that there is a point that you're painting and you want to give an exit to all that paintings. That is mine, but I want people to see it. I want to take advantage of the opportunities, and the opportunities are always there, so you just have to go for them.
So, which piece of art did you really enjoy doing, or which piece of art has more of a story to tell of your painting?
Yeah, it's just this one just behind. It's the will is broken, but the love is the same, and it goes about Alzheimer. So my mom-in-law started to have Alzheimer, and she said the illness came really advanced really fast. So I just took up like a old photograph and I started to work on it, and you know, it's about all the cost of the illness and how the person is just losing the memory and how all the family is involved. When
did you realise that you had a real passion for art? I mean, I know I had it when I was like 13, I probably built it up. So when did you realise that you had a passion for it?
The thing is, my dad always had been painting, but as a hobby, not as a profession. And he always have been, you know, I always have been as a child surrounded by paintings. My mom used to hide them, you know, behind the curtains, under the beds, because he was really productive. So I started to have an interest in painting when I was a child. Then in the school I remember a teacher putting someone on top of a table with barefoot and said, make a drawing, and I did one, and this teacher took it when I was 7 years old, and she showed it to everybody and said, are you going to do fine art? And I thought, what is fine art? So I was interested about that, and then little by little, my dad never ever allowed us to paint at home because he said with one is enough, and my mom as well, yeah? So, you know, I started to take it really seriously once I had to choose my career and my degree. And I knew, you know, that is a personal call. I knew that I wanted to do that so much that my dad said, well, no, Laura, you can do, you know, you can be a lawyer, you can get some money from your work, you know what I mean, but painting is not enough. And there I discovered that I really wanted to do that. It's a personal call.
I have considered my own studio further down in the line. I've considered of moving away to places like London or New York and having my own studio, having my own zone where I can just do whatever I want and like just do any drawings, art pieces, and have an exhibition as well and show off my artwork. Because one day I would like to show my artwork. As much as I'm hiding my art pieces away from others, at one point in my life I would like to show people and see what they see in my art pieces, because it's nice to know how others feel by looking at my art piece. Personally, I would say that I love art and I love doing it in my spare time, and it's a way of me expressing myself when I don't have anyone around me.